fight isn't over. The fight is just beginning.
My buddy and I were just talking about action cameras and how the GoPros they aren't reliable, but I still like the GoPro as far as how it looks. Oh, good Lord. How it looks, how it sounds. But I like this camera for its reliability, for its battery life, and the audio doesn't blow out, although it's probably a little too quiet sometimes. So it's hard to say. Sometimes I like the GoPro audio better. However, the GoPro isn't my main camera anymore. I'll definitely use this DJI Action 5 mainly. Oh wow, I gotta quit following so close. The wind is blowing this water right into me. There's so much wind right now. What I was saying is that the GoPro still looks better, in my opinion, than this camera. Maybe the GoPro's field of view is a little too wide on its widest setting, but that's not a big deal. You can just adjust it. You can set it to the one down from that so that it's not so wide. I was always kind of undecided on that. I like it as long as I'm not turning my head to the side, because every time I do that it distorts everything and makes everything look really weird. But as long as you're going straight and the train is coming by you, it looks natural and it looks nice. But the moment you look like this to the side, oh, it's horrible. So I haven't decided yet whether which setting on the GoPro I like the best, but I still do like the video quality on the GoPro the best. But there's just the small issue of not having the battery life. Like this camera's got crazy battery life, and the GoPro just isn't reliable all the time. It's reliable most of the time, but every once in a while the GoPro does this thing where, like, for an entire section of writing and recording, I will stop, the GoPro will be on, the screen will actually be on, but it won't be showing any information like recording or anything like that. I'll hit the record button to stop it, and it won't respond to any pressing of any button, any combination of buttons. There's no button you can push to make that thing stop whatever weird mode it went into the twilight zone. So what you have to do is pull the battery, and then you'll never see that whole clip again. You'll never see that whole section of writing again. That's unfortunate. That would happen probably 1 out of every, I don't know, maybe 10 times I would record with the GoPro, which that's not bad. But if something happened during that ride that was really irreplaceable, just something that was amazing, I would be pretty mad about that still. So that's why this camera is now my #1 camera. And I've got the audio set up on this one pretty well. I've got the microphone protected from the wind pretty well. I'm always working on that. I finally got it set up to where I think it's really good. I took a picture of my setup and put it on Instagram the other day. I used to just use foam, but there's all kinds of places for wind to get in there, and when I'm breathing heavy, even that gets through that foam, and so you hear me breathing the whole time. Nobody wants that, so I was trying to get rid of that, and so I've added a dead cat mic protector, and that doesn't let any wind in. And then I essentially have a foam pocket that I put that into, and I glue it sealed shut. So there's a very good wind protection in this helmet now. I'd be surprised if you guys could even hear any of the wind. And me breathing, hopefully you don't hear that either. Because I was getting some of my rides, it was really bothering me when I was editing it. I was like, dude, I don't remember all this noise. Like, I don't hear myself breathing. Why does the audience hear me breathe so much? Any little breath would just come across in the audio, and I was like, man, that's not pleasant to listen to. Anyway, got that squared away, especially with this camera. I have a combination of microphones that I'm going to use as well that should help me get better audio of the environment around me too. I'm always working on that stuff. I'm not using those microphones yet, but I will be in the future, trying to get better audio of not only my engine noise, but of all the noises that my linkage and my suspension, my wheels, chain, all that stuff. I want the most of the experience that I can. I want to put all of that into the video, but that said, I don't want my breathing in there. That's just gross. It actually feels like rude or something. I don't know. It's like somebody chewing with their mouth open. That's how it is. Like if somebody were to get a sloppy piece of pizza and just knob right in your ear. That's kind of how I felt about my videos that were giving you guys too much of the experience inside of my helmet. If I can't hear it, I don't want you guys to be able to hear it. I've gone through quite a few cameras throughout the years. I'm a little worried about GoPro. I want them to be around. Ever since they tried to get into the drone business, and then their drone business went under, seems like they've made some bad choices. Just financially speaking, it doesn't seem like they're gonna be around that much longer. I mean, if you keep up with their stock prices, which I kind of do, you'll see it doesn't look good. And I know that the company doesn't run on stock prices, but those prices do reflect the confidence that the people have in that company based off of all kinds of stuff, their current earnings and just all types of things. So, I don't know, I hope we have GoPro to keep using. I would like to still keep supporting them as long as I can do it. Currently I have a different camera that I use primarily, but honestly it's just out of necessity that I do that, because the other camera's saving my footage. Like, if there's one thing your camera should do, it's save the footage at all costs. One of the recent one of the recent reviews I saw of the GoPro, the Instant 360, and the DJI action cameras kind of showed that the GoPro was the best. And even the low light performance looked good on their GoPro. I was like, that makes no sense whatsoever. There's no way that's true. Which, low light isn't a big deal. Too much of a big deal anyway, for most people. I don't think we do a lot of action sports at night. Every once in a while you'll need it to work at night, but you need a big sensor for that. None of them work very good. Yeah, none of the cameras work that great at low light performance. That said, the DJI blows GoPro away in that department, so some of these reviews, they seem a little sketchy. In fact, most reviews that I've seen are people being paid by DJI or Insta360. That's sketchy as well, so it's hard to trust a review these days. Even if they're given a product, that's a form of sponsoring.
Alright guys, I just wanted to thank my Patreon supporters. That would be Lance Darnell, Jim Jolson Jr., Kurt Kinghorn, Daniel Rausch, Brian Thomason, Wade James, Moto Creek, Nathan Young, Jason Froling. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you.